Guys, welcome to another episode of Unmotivated, the podcast. We have our guy Marco now. I didn't know this guy. I don't know this guy from Adam, to be clear. I just met this guy. He's in our home, and he's about to tell us who he is and what the fuck's going on. Now, he's an extension friend of Dina. Dina is someone who knows Ab. Dina's one who we've had on here, and she's well-spoken, business-oriented, and she's brought us some people so far. And it's just people that she's like, man, I'd love for them to be there too. And I don't know what she's thinking when she does these things, but she's probably thinking like I think, let's give them a chance to potentially open the door to a new avenue. So, Marco, correct?
Marco Blinn.
Oh, there we go, my man. Go ahead and tell us a little about yourself, what you do, man, and hell, why you're here.
Well, Dina, she's a real good friend of mine. She's one of my clients. I cut her boys.
Okay.
I've actually seen her grow tremendously in the area that she's in, the media management and whatever else she does. She does a lot of stuff up under that umbrella.
Yeah.
And we talk on so many different levels. And she told me about the podcast. And, for one, this is my very first podcast, so I was already for it. And she said, yeah, definitely, I'm going to link you in with my guys. We're going to put it together. And a little bit about myself.
Here we go.
I am a barber, entrepreneur, barber instructor, motivator. I talk to the youth. I just have a lot of things up under my belt as far as just, I know it's unmotivated, but I motivate a lot of people that's around me.
That's the point of the podcast, man. You're here because guess what?
What?
We're some of the most motivating people on earth.
That'll work.
Absolutely, man.
And the reason why it exists is because I think people presume that motivated people are super motivated. And it's like, man, it's a battle every day to get up and get after this shit, right?
And you're actually saying like some key points, like to stand in that type of shoes and to purvey your message to people. It takes a lot of brain power to do that.
My brain is drained. It look like a raisin at the end of every day.
I'll tell you.
Seriously though,
yes.
like, I can contest to that. Like seriously, day in and day out being a barber, I hear so many different stories. I have to put on so many different hats. People leave off from the last conversation, and I've talked to so many people. I'm like, hey, you got to kind of remind me what we were talking about last time. So I definitely I'm encouraged, for this podcast, man, because the setup is crazy. The setup is crazy. I mean, everything is point. I mean, I don't know what camera to look at.
Well, we actually don't have them on yet, but we're going to turn them on. We normally do about a 10-minute hot segment where we like go into diving into questions. Now, what you don't know is kind of like the point of this. So clearly you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
You're a barber, correct?
Right.
Do you own a suite or your own salon per se?
Well, I extended a suite to where, and the reason I did it because I've been in a lot of barbershops. I've been cutting hair 14 years.
Okay.
So I've been through the avenues of being up under an owner and it being an open floor, walk-in traffic, and sometimes the walk-in traffic, it's a hit and miss. You don't know what type of energy that's coming in. So with my suite, I kind of have it available for like a secluded type of deal, like with the barbers that are in there. We all only go on appointments. If you're there, you know that you're there. Nobody else knows that you're there.
Hey, look, he's speaking my language because I'm right from the ghetto.
Yes,
so
Lord.
we used to be in that bitch for about 2 hours waiting for a cut.
Yeah.
Only for that nigga to be tatting your head. You be like, yo, my man, your clippers are biting the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Man,
But I think nowadays, because we live in a concierge type world, and we look at Amazon Press. I mean, you could buy and click and boom, in 24 hours or same day it gets you. So everything nowadays, from the Ubers to the favors to it's how much of a concierge can you be? So I'm from Kansas City, man. So we don't have suites back home. I never saw that till I got here. And you get here and you go, what do you mean you're in a suite?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, somebody else figured it out. I'm a business guy, so I go, fucking somebody figured out how to leverage every inch of fucking 20,000 square feet by putting tattoo artists, hair estheticians. Everybody in here can make some money and pay this motherfucker down to the inch without worrying about what do we put in here. Give barbers the exclusive intellectual property to own their own space without having to build out and be responsible technically for what? That $10,000 real estate note every month, not including the lights, etc.
Yeah, and then that actually puts you in a position to where you're chasing the money.
Now you got to go get the
have
money,
to
right?
chase that money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this though: would you say it would be more profitable doing what is it you're doing by appointment based, or actually having the foot traffic as well?
Well, I would have to say appointments because you get so much leverage with it. Like
Okay.
when you set your tone as a barber or anything under that umbrella, when you set it like that, you actually get the hand select clientele.
Gotcha.
And when you get to hand select your clientele, you can market to that particular group.
Mm.
And beforehand, with a walk-in traffic, you kind of gotta fit the walk-in traffic with what you already have. So with doing it this way,
Gotcha.
it literally gives you the creative control to pretty much
Yeah.
put your whole being of a barber together in your own lane.
That makes sense. And so you don't even have to necessarily even worry about the location per se, because now you're marketing yourself in a sense digitally at this point.
Yep.
You don't have to rely on that foot traffic that just comes through naturally.
And yep, that's correct. And to add to it, I'm old school as far as barbering. 14 years in the game. I got into barbering before it was social media.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about what, almost 2010, 14 years, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And it's one of the and I would say 14 years professionally. I was the guy in high school cutting the football team.
Oh, that's
You know what
what's
I'm
up.
saying? So that being able to walk out and go to the malls, pass out cards, that's something that's natural to me. So I just leverage both. I find a medium between both, marketing online, getting out, going to those specific places where the clientele that I want to reach, I go out and I mingle with them too. So it works hand in hand. And with it, I've been able to leverage football players, actors.
But that don't necessarily, and I mean this respectfully, that doesn't mean anything to someone who has a set price, right?
No.
There you go. No. So I love when people even lean into the celebrity, but when you run a business, what you're doing, the bottom line is this. I say, hey, my man, how many heads do you need to cut a day to be successful? In your case, what's the number?
A day would be like 6 or 7.
Okay, so that means he only got to work for, I'm sure you can cut a head in about 30 minutes, can't you?
Easily.
So if he only got to cut 6 heads in a day, his life is easy if that's the bottom line, right? The bottom line means he got to be able to pay his bills and he can't do nothing less than. So when running the business, this is part I think where we would definitely want to lean into.
Right.
How do you set up your barber to be, your business to be successful, and what were some things you would encourage other barbers to do who are thinking about getting in space? Because a lot of people lean into who they know. And mind you, you're here because of who you know and who we, and you don't even know what we are, but we have, a decent platform.
Right.
And trust me, people like saying, oh, I know him. I can call him right now. Because people can't call me. And it's like 5 people. My phone, certain times it shouldn't ring.
Yeah.
And when people like, let me get your number. No, nigga, you're not calling me. That's not happy. You would call Jamarcus, talk to him.
Yeah.
So even then, shout out to our guy, Anthony, that was just here. He was like, man, I was cheesing like a motherfucker after getting off the phone with you. Jamarcus is like, yo, you know that probably made his day, right? Because I said, yo, give me his number, tell him to call me. And we had a problem he had to solve for us with one of our dogs that he owns. And so it was inspiring to him, to be clear. But I don't think anything of it, because in my mind, we still got 100,000 more steps to do in terms of work.
Right.
But our work is paid off. So in your case, you got kids?
Yeah, 4.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you got a little tribe.
Yeah.
You got a little tribe. And so more important than who you know is keeping heads in that chair. Because as Ludacris said, I got mouths to feed.
Right. For sure.
So then what would be some of your advice when encouraging barbers, not necessarily, hey, it's not who you know, it's like, can you keep a client at the end of the day? Right. Client retention and the real business space, customer retention is just as important as getting them through the door.
Exactly.
Because if you fuck somebody's head up, or if you're not on time, it smells bad, it's not clean, you don't do good business, you lack articulation, the TV's, so many things to go into that music, that initial experience, you could fuck this up.
Yep.
So somebody came, pays you the money, but you never got it again. That's a problem. So what's the trick even to being a successful barber and, sustaining a good client base?
Well, everything that you labeled, I would say, is under the barber etiquette aspect. And that's what I teach at the school. Like, I take a break from teaching the technique. The technique can be learned.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. If you put the time into it, you're going to learn it.
It just comes down to reps at that point, doesn't it?
It's just reps. It's repetition. And my thing is, a lot of barbers, now younger barbers these days, they focus more on the reps than actually putting the work into the barber etiquette side. And that's everything you just named. They can get people in. You can get a person one time, but again, if the music is offbeat or a profanity, time management, even on the cut, like all those different things.
Overall customer service.
It's all under that umbrella.
Yeah.
And if you don't, and for me, that's what my vocal point is when I see a barber that's inspiring barber that's in the game. That's the first thing I want to have a conversation. I don't even care about the technique.
Yeah, because you're like, yo, you'll get better at cutting hair. What you might fuck up is customer service, my nigga.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's huge.
And it's big. It's to me, in every other industry, you really have to put that first before the actual technique.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was selling products, anything, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If my customer service and my etiquette towards my potential client isn't where it needs to be, that person is not going to buy from me, even if I have the best product.
Let me get to the other side of this thing too. What's the trick to a barber being successful financially long term? And the question really is, you're not gonna want to cut heads till you're 92 years old.
Nope.
So you guys don't have well, you do. There's Roths and things you can create in terms of finance, but what are the things that you would encourage them to do with their money as well? Because I know some barbers will tell you, especially in their younger days, it was money hand over fist. Problem is, it was more money coming in they could count, so they spent more than they had and looked up and didn't have nothing left.
Yep.
So now you say, well, look, you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
36.
Okay, so you're 36 years old. From 36, let's say you want to be wrap this up at about 50. I'm not saying you're going to be done, say at 50. What are you going to do to make sure for the next 20 plus years of your life, because the average person, even men, live to about 70, especially if they're healthy.
Right.
What are you going to do to manage the finances and not have to cut no heads anymore?
I'm in the process of doing that right now, duplicating myself.
Okay, so you hire more barbers and turning it into a space that expands beyond your chair.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that to me, that gets my time back to make investments, to give the time into investments.
And what are some things that you invest in currently, or are you learning about investments?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I got into Bitcoin a little bit. And,
Okay. Do you have any coins?
I do.
You have a Bitcoin.
A Bitcoin.
A full one.
Not a full one.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
look, nigga.
I was about to say, I was like, you got a full Bitcoin, nigga. We got another conversation there.
Now you pulling a little bit of the other side out.
Okay, no, look, fracking it out. Look, we're coiners. Look, we're informationalists over here. So, mind you, guy sits down. He don't know what the fuck's about to happen.
I don't.
But
I mean, he literally walked in.
And I'm trying to look. I'm feeling him. I'm trying to.
Look, he doesn't know, but this is what I do.
Okay.
I'm very good at communication, and because I'm well versed, we basically could talk about anything.
Okay.
Not just dogs.
Okay.
And so it's exciting because I understand business and the premise of business, the importance of business, and the sustainable part that's not sustainable when it's a cash-based business, even in a sense. And even when people paying with Square cards and Apple Pay, it's still hand over fist, cash coming in, someone walking out your door. Problem is where do you take that money? Because if it all fell apart today, or your shop had to shut down, or we had another instance like COVID, guess what will happen? Where's your money at?
Yeah.
Where's it going? What is it doing for you? Money is only made when it makes more money.
Yeah. Exactly. And to be honest, man, that's one of the things that, especially with the freedom of being a barber, you really don't get a true understanding of it until you are in like a real responsible role. And I'm saying like with your family. Like
there you go.
If you're young, no kids, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna spend that money.
Oh my God.
That early part.
Yeah, it's hand over fist.
And once the responsibilities kick in and you really have to sit back and look at it from a different perspective, man, you start to really like, branch out to people that are in other industries and you want to tap into that industry. Whatever that could be. If it's investing, if it's real estate, if it's any of those little niches. You have to dive into it because you will literally do this until you die. Yeah. If you don't.
Look, and that's another thing. Who want to die? It's like there's nobody trying to die to work. Who dying to go to work?
Man, that's something that I'm not even into. I've actually I've structured my day to give myself time to study other industries and study other things that I can get into to where once I duplicate myself enough in the barbering industry, I can step away and kind of be a pioneer for it. I can host classes every once blue moon every month or so, and I would still make, if not more, more money than when I was behind the chair, because I can only leverage so much behind that chair.
And what are some things that you like to do with your time outside of, investing or doing research stuff? Because, there are three black people here, to be clear. And unfortunately, at times we all get locked into just doing the work.
Right. Yeah.
And not looking at the bigger picture of the future. And part of the future in this case is making sure we have more time. I don't want to have to wake up and go to work. It's never worked for me.
Right.
And it's never going to work for me. But if I don't think about where to put money when it comes in, or how to invest in things or scale my time by using more brain power, then I'm always going to fail, to say the least. So are there some other areas in which you like, okay, I'm going to get 12 hours, I'm going to get 6 hours back on my day outside of doing time blocking an hour to focus on Bitcoin or the coins and that industry? What are other things that you're looking at to potentially expand your reach in financially? And just maybe in life?
For sure, I'm definitely want to dive deep into real estate.
Okay, yep.
And I've been doing a lot of digging into like insurance, like AUL, insurance policies, just different elements to where I don't have to physically work. Like I've done so much, and I've spent so much time, labor hours behind the chair. It's at a point like I can feel my body starting to change.
Oh yeah.
Oh snap! Yep.
With that, it's kind of like I want to first and foremost get back into decent shape. I'm an athletic guy. I played high school ball, but the time that I put into barbering, it literally is starting to weigh on me. And with that, it's just one of those things, man. That for me, my spare time is a lot of reading. I do a lot of reading. I pick up books. I go to Barnes and Nobles, going to half price books. I pick up books pretty much every week, 2-3 books, and I just dive deep into it, man. Just syndicate my time just straight to that, and I try to implement the strategies that I read, and then I try to put myself around individuals that are in the industry that I'm reading, and I pick their brain. And it works for me. I have a good set clientele of professionals that give me insight on so many different levels that I didn't really know growing up, because I grew up in the hood myself. And a lot of these things that I'm venturing into now, I didn't have any idea about it. So with me being a sponge to everything that I'm getting, it's just like now, okay, I get the information. What do I do with the information? I have to implement it in somehow, some way, some fashion.
Let me ask you this: coming from the barber space, is there a space where other barbers can come together as a community to talk about, other business ventures or growth and strategies and things like that in terms of investing or anything like that? Because I know there's a lot of young barbers come into space and then they end up just, they think they've made it to the top, but even as you're saying, there's more opportunity out there. You want to get into real estate, you invest in Bitcoin, and you're looking at other opportunities. Is there a space for other barbers or barbers in general just to come together and talk about those type of things?
Well, they do have classes like at the hair shows, like and it's another investment. It's outside the tools.
Yeah.
Once you get into those hair shows and the barber mixers, and you pay for those classes, they take a break from the technique aspect, and that's what they literally teach. Like getting into product sales. Getting into equipment. Like I know certain barbers that are in my network that have stopped cutting, and they've created a tool that solves a problem for barbers.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's all about barbering. For one thing, is based on you. When you go to school for barbering, they only pretty much teach you the competent part, like making sure that you can get the job done.
Yeah.
As far as the extended education behind it, that's solely on you.
Yeah. AKA the business side.
Yes.
So when you go to barber school, you're just learning how to cut. You're not learning about the business
At all.
Now, is there a school that actually teaches the opposite, the business versus the actual?
No, there's not a school just straight for business. That's literally something that is for you. Like you have to do it. you have to put the energy behind it. You have to find those type of things. And I also have a YouTube channel myself, and I do teach the technique aspect, but I also teach the barber etiquette side. And
how's your YouTube channel going?
It's going pretty good, man. I started it up in September, and we're probably right at like 700 subscribers.
Good.
Okay. What's it called?
The RQG Academy.
RQG Academy.
RQG
Academy.
What does that mean?
Reliable quality grooming.
And what made you choose to go with an acronym?
Interesting. That's like the top 2 searches too.
Yep.
That's really good. Hey, that's what's up.
Well,
He does all the searching and stuff. I don't know anything about it.
yeah. But I hear something. I start. I'm in this phone. I'm like, well, let me
Jamal
see.
does a good
That'll
job
work.
of it. You've met Jamal. He had to take his son to his basketball game. Otherwise, he'd be here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is his house, by the way. But,
okay.
but-
I was wondering, like, okay, where are we at? Like,
oh yeah, no, I live here. Jamal lives here. Kat lives here.
I
Marcus
work here.
Work here. But
this is how you literally do it. Like, y'all have like mastered the art of occupying the space for a
for
reason.
sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a reason why this is here. Like,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Oh man, it was so funny too because I was going to say that in the last episode when we were talking to our guy Q. When we walked in here too, I remember Maul saying it like the first like 4 or 5 days straight. He's like, "Yo, this is about to be the content house. This is about to be the content house. Watch, this is going to be the content house."
Right.
And you turn around and here we are 4 or 5 months later, and this is the content house.
it's funny. I cut a gamer. This guy was like 19.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Like, I
snap!
swear, this guy was 19 years old.
What's his name?
I got his YouTube.
I'm gonna search this fool too.
I'm gonna get his name. I'm gonna get his name.
Yeah,
But
we'll
just,
get the
just,
name.
just a quick story. He
Yeah,
came
go ahead.
in. He came into the barbershop. When I looked at him, I didn't really. It just looked like a regular kid. You know what I'm saying? So he comes in and we're talking for a minute. I'm doing his hair analysis, just trying to get to know who he is. And I asked him what he do. Like, are you in school? He was like, no, I'm not in school. I'm a professional gamer. I'm like,
old folks look
professional?
like this, nigga. You playing games for what?
Yeah. And
Nigga, who paying you to play a video game, nigga? That's stupid.
man, this guy was I think he's from Connecticut. If I'm not mistaken, he's from Connecticut. He said that in 16, 17, he got into Fortnite. Fortnite was his thing. And he said at some point he entered into a contest. He won the contest. And I think he said he won like 25 grand.
Yeah, that'll fuck the nigga up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this was 15, 16. And he said from there, his parents, his mom and dad was pushing him to go to college to be a lawyer.
Some shit he didn't want to do.
Some shit he really didn't want to do. And he said that they allowed him to play the game, but they start cutting off his times for playing the game to put more focus into going to school.
Trying to force that on him.
And man, when I say this guy, he said he entered a contest with 2 of his homies, and they won the contest. They won $100,000.
Oh snap!
And at that point, his parents had to kind of step back a little bit because he literally told him, like, this is what I want to do. Like, this what my passion is.
Yeah, because you can go to school anytime. People fail to realize stories like Patch Adams, like some people force that school, like you can't go anytime. They'll take your money and give you some debt, give you a loan anytime in your life. 80 years old, you want to go back and get a degree, you can.
Yep.
What you might not ever get is that same passion you have for something in the space he's living in whatever time, and you say, fuck, listen, I'm playing this fucking game. I just made $$25,000+ up to 2 times. That's what you guys made in a fucking year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all I did was play a fucking video game. Now I can get endorsements. Now I can join teams. Now I can get more money than you'll ever see sitting down, mastering this game, which is more fun than going to school and study some stupid fucking books.
Stupid. I'll tell you right now, school is definitely not for everybody.
The guy ended up moving. Him and his friends took a portion of that money and moved down here to Dallas and created a content house.
There you go.
Their living room is 4 setups of PC gaming, and they literally
Bro, we
spend
need to get
8
that room.
hours a day
We need to get that room.
playing the game.
And guess what? How much do they make? They make good money.
Man, this dude's YouTube, he's over 200,000. My son follows him,
Yeah.
so that let me know if my son was ever to want to venture into anything in that nature, I'm going to support him 100%.
But that's the best thing a parent could do anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've never been. My dad knew me pretty young. He goes, I said, hey, what should I go to school? He says, you don't like school. You're too smart for it.
Right.
At least you think you are. And objectively, he just knew that I never liked the status quo, and I have a good memory, so I could learn quick.
Right.
But the school was going to give me an extended time, plus it's gonna cost me money, all this other shit that just didn't. It wouldn't have got me here.
Right.
It wouldn't have got me here, to be clear. So if I could give any parents any encouragement, allow your kids to really investigate things that they're interested in and figure out how they think, and allow them to be free.
Yeah.
You can always go back and go to school. And nowadays it's been proven school is not the answer. And most people I've ever met with degrees, they ain't doing them using them things. No way. They just doing something else. They could be working at Hallmark with a Yale degree.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, and most CEOs of companies that I know of don't even have that.
They don't need it, man.
They don't need it.
They know enough to get people to do the work that needs to get done.
Yep.
And then they get to go back and live the life they want to live. But look, good on him, bro, because we've been getting into the game inside ourselves. We got into that
What y'all
game.
into?
Hey, we on that
That
night, man.
that Fortnite,
Oh,
boy.
man, look,
I got
man.
that duty. I
Come on.
got all the games. I
Yeah,
I
man.
got all the games.
Right.
But you go, hey, people, they message me all the time about the dogs. I say, look, I'm only going to answer questions on Twitch live at this time. You go, another extended arm to get people to engage.
Yep, for sure.
And we've got a decent following too on our platforms, and so we just got to continue to connect with people. Better build a community.
Yeah, for sure. And I the thing is, I love when I meet people that are just passionate behind what they do, because you know that person is shooting for their full potential. Passion and potential, like, they go together. That's for me.
Yep.
And if you can tell when a person is forced to be in something, it shows in their energy, it shows in their facial expressions, everything. Like, when you meet passionate people, passionate people really give you insight on a different perspective to look at things.
So then what is the trick to being a passionate barber? I mean, again, I don't know. And feel free. You're doing a good job, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
To be clear, feel free to lean into anything that you want to talk about too, because we're the people that can drive conversation.
Okay.
And I appreciate Dina for sending you our way. I know she wouldn't send a bozo.
No,
Yeah, facts.
me and her, we
Facts.
had some deep conversation. I'd be like, damn, you just worked the shit out of my brain.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. So you go, okay, let's at least hear the guy out and see what we can get from him, and if we can create another timestamp, which I use, a place and time where his voice exists,
Right.
and it potentially inspires someone else. So
Right.
feel free at any moment, if there's something you want to make sure you harp on it as well, and we got your back, man.
Well, as far as barbering, man, I pinpoint a lot of things, like when I'm instructing, because the whole narrative of being a barber, like, people look at it as a hustle. It's always been in the mind of the consumer as the guy should just be cutting hair. You should come to the shop, he should always be there. And I think that whole stigma behind my industry, because I'm passionate behind what I do. And at the same time I'm passionate, I want to be able to leverage different perspectives on it being being considered a professional thing to do. A lot of people get into this industry simply because, like, mom pushes them into it.
Yeah.
A troublemaker, fucked up everything else. You're going to get in school to do something, but this is literally something that you can make 6 figures in if you leverage it the right way and if you study the different components to being a barber, because a barber is a stylist. He's a entrepreneur. He's a counselor. He's a therapist. He's all these different things up under the umbrella. And literally, if you leverage those things right and you focus on the retention of your client, your client becomes your billboard. He becomes the person that talks about you in big situations. A lot of people, when you do the right thing and you handle your service the right way, they go in and they get a promotion.
Yeah. Hey, man, everything you're saying is facts too, because I even asked Trev one day, because, like, I was like, every time I go get a haircut, I'm like, I always feel so good when I leave. When I get a haircut, I was like, why is it that I always feel so great every time I leave a haircut? And he's like, well, because men never have a space where they can go where they can actually get taken care of.
Yeah.
And then express themselves on top of that. Like you said, you're saying the therapist aspect of it,
Yes,
that's one place I know at times I've just kind of just like, just let it all come out.
Yep.
Our barber Manny asked one question and I'm like, I just go on this whole entire tangent because I'm like, this is what's going on right now, or or this is what I just felt like I needed to express, and we don't feel like we're being judged in those moments from getting our haircuts. And then even after the fact, we even feel much better because we just felt like we got some type of release.
Right.
Just got got cut, so now we're feeling fresh. We're feeling ourselves. Like, now I gotta go shave my face, man. Go put on a suit or something. Go do a photo shoot, etc.
And I want to go sell fuck with the chicks.
Boom.
Like off top. Like when you get a haircut,
Yeah.
it literally changes the whole. I have clients that come in. They haven't come in 3-4 weeks. It's a drag for them. I can see it in their face. So I give them extended attention to detail. And as soon as I let them up, it's like a whole new guy gets out the chair. I'm talking the haircut for sure, but the emotion, the feeling, it's like they take on the world. And the conversations that we do have, like a lot of people that are in corporate America really, like you say, don't have a safe space to even speak on how they feel or what they're going through.
Yeah.
And me as a barber, I have clients that are all through corporate America. I mean, from every slot that you can think of, I've cut them. And when they come in, that shit don't even matter. They come in and they talk to me as a human being.
Yeah.
They talk to me about the issues that they're having.
Yeah.
They talk to me about the wife. They talk to me about the kids. They talk about so much different things that and at the same time, I'm just an open ear. I give dialogue.
It's indicative though also of men not having enough places of care.
Yep.
So
There you
when
go.
women go to the beauty shop or we
Go get their nails
barber
done.
shop or nails, they'll sing like canaries.
Yep.
Because there's a bunch of women in there. So in this case, men, we're we've talked about this on various episodes in terms of depression and struggle and strife and whatever else. But you go, where do we go for places of peace
Right.
while being catered to? And I think one of the hardest jobs in the world next to being a father is a mother.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want to hear that.
Oh man, what?
But if there's a father out there who's choosing to be a father, men get hit in the mouth, you're supposed to get up. Women get hit in the mouth, everybody around will often help them up. It's two different things. I don't care what nobody says. And I'm not a father, people, but I know for fact, being a man of color, there's no place where we can go and feel safe. So I'm guessing when they're getting your chair and they're getting tended to, catered to, they probably not even acknowledging the few times you're touching their head and, pulling the skin back and, hitting this. All that stuff is one thing that I believe the average man is missing, and that's physical touch.
Right.
It sounds crazy because it's like, oh, that's a dude touching me, but it's not gay because he's cutting your hair. But at the end of the day, he's like, you don't even know what you're missing half the time because you're so used to missing out.
Man, look, you just said a mouthful, bro. You literally did. Like, and that's one of the things that I talk about. Like, that's the closest a guy gets to you for that amount of time.
Yeah, that's fat, man.
It's hands down. Like it's so much attention to detail that, like you say, a lot of men haven't had
At all.
Like from mother all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that shit, man. Man, look, man, you just said a mouthful. You actually showed me that the way that you articulated that. I'm gonna steal it. Just letting you know.
Hey,
just FYI.
Look, bro, that's why you hear me. I tell people use anything out of my mouth and leverage it and change somebody else's life, man. But that's the part, man, because we don't get to feel safe. We don't get to feel appreciated a lot of times. And mind you, I think these things are missed, especially because even as black folks, we often don't think that we're doing a good job. So you got to stop and sometimes reward yourself. Go on vacations. Our buddy Colton that was over, he's our white homie, but I said, yo, what was you in Utah for a couple of weeks? He says, you just get used to working so hard. It's good to go and have a day off. Was he not on phone calls? Did he not raise $4 million while he was out doing some closing rounds? Yeah, but he was in Utah skiing, spending time with the people he loves,
himself,
having a good time, taking care of himself, and making sure he took a break, even though he wasn't breaking. But it felt like a break because he wasn't in Texas doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Right.
And I repeat, he always gets back to me. I said, like, yo, my man, you in town? Pull up, son. He get back to me when he get back to me. But the beauty about it is if he puts someone on the schedule with him, he'll show up and he's always on time.
Oh man,
and I've known him for 10 years. So point is, I can't thank you enough even for that like perspective you're painting on what it means to be etiquette, to show etiquette, and be intentional. And please do. We're not done, but make sure you tell them where your barbershop is or where your suite is so they can find you.
Yeah, social media handles, everything. Go ahead.
Social media, Instagram, Marco_blend. Marco spelled with a Q.
Okay.
Okay, 757. I feel like I'm going to own a jet someday soon. I'm gonna get me one. So
What do you need a jet for?
I don't know. I just want a jet. I just want one. You know what I'm saying? And I that's my man. Look, I have so many. Yep, that's me.
Boom.
So we locked in on that.
Yep.
And pretty much that tag is pretty much on all social media platforms. Marco_blend 757. Like I said, the YouTube channel, please go subscribe to that. The RQG Academy, all barber extended education. Primary focus is barber etiquette. Give you techniques too. But man, I just had a brain.
There you go. Here, real quick though, I do have one question though. Like, as we were talking about, how it's a place for people to unwind when they come to the bar. As far as men is concerned,
Right.
Where do barbers go to unwind or even have that type of conversation and that release, if you will? Because like I said, most men, they have no place to go.
Right.
And then the barber is a great place where we're getting a fresh cut. We're feeling good about ourselves when we leave. We just had a good conversation with our barber. Where do barbers go for that themselves?
Well, we actually do that in the midst of our clients and being around other barbers. Like other barbers, we go out, shoot pool. We may get a table at whatever club that's going on, and it'll be like one of those things where we really appreciate each other for what we do.
Yeah.
I have two barbers in my shop, my boy Sway and my boy Brian. They're young. They're 21. One's 20, one's 23, and they give me a different element of appreciation because we transfer so much knowledge. I'm kind of the old head, and they're the young guys, so we transfer that knowledge. And it's certain things that they teach me, and certain things that I teach them. That when we do get our times away, we really sit down and we just chop it up, and we just appreciate each other. And it feels good at times to have another barber, because it's people will have the mindset that this is competitive, but no one barber can cut everybody.
Oh man.
So that perspective is understood between my shop. We if I'm not there and I'm not available or I have things going, hey Sway, I need you to take care of such and such for me. Goes vice versa. And with that, we build such a bond that it's like a brotherhood. And my ultimate goal for my shop is at least once a year, I'm gonna take everybody in the shop out. We're gonna like book a flight and just go somewhere.
Like a retreat.
For sure. And I think that's the idea that I have, but I haven't been in any barbershops the whole time I've been cutting that a owner has taken that stance, because I don't think people look at it that deep as far as where do barbers go to get a sense of relief.
Yeah.
Usually it's something that you do, on your own time, and then you still have to pay booth rent.
Well, it's one of those things where service industry providers are often the most underserved.
True.
So nobody considers you guys as, humans. Your servitude is also a mentality. So you look up, you say, where's the barber go? Well, he goes to hell. And he
God damn.
I guarantee you, I know he didn't expect that.
No, for real though. Like when you say it, when you say that, it's like I felt hell before from clients when I wasn't available.
Now, you see what I'm saying?
Damn.
I'm already service industry providers, and I've been a busser. Jamarcus has been a bartender. You've been treated like shit more than you've been treated like and trash before you've been treated like treasure.
Right.
But let me be the CEO, or now I'm the guy who has Fit Bully. I'm treated like a completely different person, to say the least. I was like, man, where's the dogs at, man? Oh shit, that's fucking Fit. But you go, yeah, them days is over.
Motherfucker. Over.
But it is all because of even myself choosing, the latter per se, and really like diving into how do I leverage my mind and my business ability. So in your case, I know people look at you and say, oh, he's just a barber. He just cuts my hair. When in fact, you've become therapist, friend. You become the person who helps them regain some faith and belief in themselves.
Confidence.
Confidence. You've become everything, all because you can design a style, if you would, right? So you go, my man, quit pretending like it don't matter that you're here.
Man, bro.
Or that
Facts.
quit pretending like I don't matter. You
Man.
Yeah.
And I put that theory to the test one time. I kind of got fed up at a point. Like,
So you almost gave up or closed your shop or what?
it was really like relocating because I got overwhelmed with people needing me all the fucking time. Like, seriously. I had got up to maybe like close to 150 clients.
That's a good amount,
And
boy.
it was on rotation.
It's only 30 days in a week, so that's 3 or 4 people a day at least.
Man,
Bare
easily.
minimum.
Easy. That's
Easily.
5. That's
And
5
then
a day.
those
almost.
people were telling people about me.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
it was a snowball effect. And once the times that I wasn't available or I had to do something with my kids and I shut everything down, I would get calls. It got to the point where I was almost harassment. And I'm like, bro, I got kids, man. Like your haircut, it's important to you, but at this very moment, it's not a top priority for me. Like, my schedule is my schedule. Stay inside the schedule. Like, don't try to pull me away from the necessity, the essential things that keep me going.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are what keep me going.
Man, so the lack of appreciation for your development, which goes back to being underserved, which means, for me, I need to get to the gym, right? So I don't hurt nobody.
Right.
And then you turn around, there's times I need to spend with my dog. Provides me peace.
Yeah.
Then there's times where I'll go in here, I'll build some Legos and provides me peace.
Right.
Simple things, man.
No,
They're
seriously,
like these
bro.
are all real things, bro. I got a setup in there
Yeah.
for the Legos, no exaggeration. There's no cap per se,
Damn.
as the young people say, where I need these things to help keep me sane.
Seriously, bro. Like, I totally agree with you. Like, and especially when you have to. A lot of people in corporate, they have a safety net.
I don't know
Entrepreneur,
that they do because COVID was proof that anybody could be furloughed, and I know because my friend, we talked intrusively about his depression.
right?
He worked very hard to get to a certain position, and then when COVID came, he lost it.
Right.
And then they cut people in half, cut him out of a job, furloughed him, and then finally you lost your job, right?
Right.
So imagine doing everything right. You was making $1.50 or 20, and then COVID comes, and because you're at the top of the fucking totem pole, they cut you first because you cost the most.
But see, this is why I say safety net.
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the mindset, the mindset of corporate America, it alleviates all the entrepreneur ups and downs. You have when you get that 150, you know that 150 is coming while it's working. So COVID showed that a safety net can be snatched away from you.
Facts.
When as far as an entrepreneur, I'm gonna tell you this. COVID, I made the most money I've ever made.
That's because niggas didn't have nothing to do. They wanted to look good, especially if they was going
And I could text their ass for calling me and put me in that condition. Well, if you want me to come out in those conditions,
COVID
when you
price
know
different
it's
than
fucked
that
up,
regular price, nigga.
man, that COVID price was $250 a haircut.
Ooh.
Yeah, no,
It
I
was
remember I
$250
called
haircut,
I
bro.
called Manny out to the crib, bro, and I paid him a nice pretty penny, bro, just to come out to the house.
This is the Robert Ray now.
Li-
Get on the
listen,
ground.
Listen, at that time, if you had barber, and that's when I was really developing even the concept of barber etiquette, because I'm pretty sure y'all, this is the first time y'all heard of that, right? Barber etiquette.
I've heard
No,
of it.
I have.
You haven't? You haven't?
I have.
You have?
So,
Okay.
so everything you're saying, let me be very clear. I learned about the barber space from a guy named Takai Bannister in Kansas City.
Okay.
Mike
Makes
Cuts
sense.
Travel.
Yep.
I didn't know what was going on because I come from that $12, $20 haircut, right? This nigga was hitting niggas over the head for $50 to $75. But he worked in a salon where a guy who was married to a woman owned the salon and did hair. So
Yeah.
I'm already seeing two things I don't understand. And when
remember
you go
that.
see Takai, as a black man, he washes your hair. He blow dries it. Then he's like, we gonna do this. That nigga's cuts used to last for fucking 2 weeks, nigga. I don't know what this nigga did. It was like magic.
Man,
what-
he took you through an experience,
Nigga.
though.
What's
An
it-
experience.
And then what you're saying about education, him and the guy created Barberology. And you're a barber, feel free to steal it.
Oh, yeah.
He turned around, went to all the Paul Mitchells, all the hair salons and hair schools, and he said, hey, you guys do color. Color takes you 2 hours. If a guy walks through your door, we're going to teach you how to cut hair and make an extra $200 in your 2 hour time frame because you could do 3 or 4 heads during a color. So I walked in, he rented a spot. Guess what? They own the spot. And he charged everybody $40. It was over 80 people there. He had 2 chairs and they were on stage. So Callow was a place in Kansas City that catered to the event. They turned around and was killing the event space while doing hair. And now Takai, he owns an event space where you can rent and hang out with your boys.
Right.
On top of this thing where in Kansas City where it's like, yo, he cuts hair in this private, exclusive, just like it's
That's
a thing.
crazy. This is the first
That's
time I've
fucking
actually
crazy.
heard that model, and that model makes hella
So
sense.
when he said etiquette, the only thing that mattered to this guy who was building out his singular idea, this is one guy.
yeah.
His company's called My Cuts Travel, was the importance of etiquette and doing good business. And to be clear, did he always do his good business? No. He had to learn, but he's still a nigga.
We all
that
do.
At the end of the day,
You like, my nigga, you know you said today at 10. Oh, for real? I'm at the crib. I'll be there in a second.
Yeah.
He's still a couple of them times, to be clear.
Yeah.
But I would shoot for him. He cut CEOs. I mean, this is when I really start looking into. And then even when you talked about devices, this is where I met Haven the Groomer. This is where I met iCuts. I heard about iCuts Pro, who had customized an idea of the clipper and come up with his own product.
Right.
This is the people that you're talking about where I was like, I never knew that barber events were a thing.
Yeah.
And this guy was, I took a photo myself of DLB Master, the guy who cut Tupac and Biggie's hair.
Right.
All because I'm in this space on the business side.
Right.
And he says, Trev, I got DLB with me. I need you to come take a photo. I'm like, what? Who is this? So they come up to the gym where I was, working out of,
Right.
per se. And I'm a photographer also,
Oh shit.
high end.
Oh shit.
And so you turn around and they brought him and have me take a few photos of him with him as well. So I learned a lot and saw a lot about the barber space that I never understood or knew.
Right.
Because it wasn't just about a haircut. It goes into, that's why I kind of could lean into the importance of etiquette, communication, safety, and the majority of his clients being white, not just black. And you say, wow, this is interesting, man. This is the thing.
Yes.
And because of the etiquette, guess what happens? The price doubles.
Man, triples at times.
That part right there. So you're like, yo, why would you go to this guy and give him 50 when the nigga cut your hair just as good to get by for $25? It's the exclusivity.
Exclusivities.
It's the all the detail that he's paying attention to. It's his razor work.
Yep.
This dude was so educated
Huge.
on that fucking razor work. And mind you, all the stuff I didn't understand, but it was that extra step in care that kept me going back. And I'll be very clear, people, I didn't have to pay for haircuts. I'm not
You
going
use
to lie.
leverage. You use your leverage on that one.
Exactly. So what he would do while I was training kids at the time, he might send a dude to come get a photo that he just cut his beard. Hey, on your way back to the Kansas side, stop by R&E Boxing. He's going to take a photo of you. So I became the
Bro, I
guy
remember
who
that.
helped him market all of his stuff because I could take a photo in 2 seconds with one light. And even the lights on in the gym, I can make the whole gym.
Man,
black.
and mind you, this is in a boxing gym in a
Yeah.
garage.
And people walk in, they're like, all these kids are like, where are you going to do this at? Here, sit right in front of this boxing bag. I'm going to use this one light.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm black everything out. They were like, and
That
they'll
was
see
like the
photo,
start of
and they'll
my
be like,
photography career because I
oh,
remember watching
shit.
him do this. And
this
I'm
guy-
like,
they'd be like, this photo's sick, my nigga. I said,
Stupid.
Exactly. Now you have a good day. And then they'd leave. The guy would be like, yo, it'll take him 5 minutes.
literally.
And I'd pull the lights from under the boxing ring.
Yep.
Set them up in 2 seconds, take your picture, set you down, and you go home. So, yeah, you're right. I sure did leverage
Man.
because it got him into a lot of places as well.
Look, man, that's the thing. Like, barbering is one of those. It's one of those industries that leak into every other industry. If you
Facts.
have something good that you do, and you have a good barber, it's gonna be a bartering system there.
Always.
You're
There
gonna
you
be
go.
you're gonna be able to barter something out. You're gonna
Yeah.
be able to work something out, and that's one of the things that I've learned going to those events, those barber events. That shit blew my mind the first time I went to a hair show
Oh, yeah.
because I seen so many different barbers per se, but I seen them branch into other elements that were just I didn't know that you could do that. Like when I got into this industry, I was thinking, hey, I'm gonna just be cutting my homies, cutting the niggas around the spot, and just shit like that. But
Yep.
going to those hair shows really like broadens your horizons on what you can
All
do,
day.
and the you there's no ceiling. There's really no ceiling.
So in your space, in terms of what you do you actually also teach? Because I know you said you know you educate and you help teach other upcoming barbers.
Right.
Do you teach the business side of things as well too?
Yes.
'Cause I know we have someone that we work with as well. BGM Science Beauty and what does she do? I mean,
She's a nail scientist.
nail scientist, nail tech, and she teaches the business side of it to help you not only learn how to do all this stuff, but how to take your business to the next level and actually turn it into a business.
Right.
Is that something that you actually teach in your courses and classes?
Yes, for sure. I lead by telling a lot of barbers to see I ask the questions. I ask them, okay, what is your position in barbering? What are you trying to do? Are you just trying to cut hair?
Yeah.
Are you just if that's your bottom line? I don't really have anything to talk to you about. Like, if that's your mindset, if that's what you're
Gotta
coming in
grow
for,
the vision. The vision got to be bigger than a few fucking cuts.
it
bro.
has to. It has to. And you have people that come in with that mentality that, nah, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do all that extra shit. And it's like, okay, if you don't want to put the extra work in to elevate and see different perspectives in this industry, then you're really a placeholder. You're really in the way.
Yeah.
You're really in the way. There's no need of you trying to compete because you don't have anything to
So
stand on.
is there a trick to opening up their mind then? Or do you just be like, yo, fuck them niggas?
It's not fuck them, but I rather, instead of wasting my breath and talking, I lead by example.
Yeah.
If you don't see and understand like what I'm doing is proof in the pudding, I don't really have anything to say to you. I mean, I salute whatever it is that the lane that you in, but I'm not gonna waste my breath.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody out there that really would take in the information and see the information for really what it is. I don't have time to make you see something that's shown.
Yeah.
It's 24 hours in a day.
Hey, man, trust me. I mean, I've watched Trev time and time again. People ask him to mentor him or ask him for mentorship, excuse me. And he is like, no, and no. And I'm like, I always ask him, like, yo, why are you turning this? I mean, like, it's an opportunity for them to pay you potentially 10, 15 bands or whatever for the time. But, like, then he was like, yo, like, do you know how much time it took me to pour into you over the past 10 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
And just for you to understand 1% of what's going on or even to grow by 1%, like, I'm like, okay, when you put it like that, that makes sense. Like, it's a lot of time, energy, and effort that you got to really pour into someone, especially who's not thinking in that way.
Yeah.
And like now, after 10 years, he even said in the last episode, it's now finally clicking with me. And so now when he's starting to say things like things I'm now able to comprehend what's happening a lot faster because I'm like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand what's going on. So when he says something, I'm like, oh, snap, man, that's an opportunity. This is crazy. This is about to turn into something. Oh, man, he's talking about this now. That's about to turn into something. I know all this is about to blow up here and there.
Right.
So I get what you're saying in terms of that time, energy, and effort, especially if someone's not even thinking in that way.
And I'm pretty sure it was something that he's seen in you back then to make him want to engage that deep.
Yep. No.
It has to. Because I actually have a guy right now. He's in barber school, and I've literally taken a liking to him because he gets on my fucking nerves. He calls me every fucking day. Literally, he calls me every day. Since I met this guy, and I gave him my number because he was like, the first initial he has like that arrogant mindset, but at the same time he's willing to learn. Yeah. He tells the other barbers, well, the other students, I'm gonna be the best barber. Watch, I'm gonna be the best barber in the world. And I'm sitting back and I'm hearing him, and I'm like, it's arrogance there, but he has so much drive. All he needs is a little redirection, a little tweaking, and that arrogance will turn into a whole different element to where he's going to be. I can't say the best barber because I mean that's kind of a vague thing to say.
Well, it's subjective. It's still subjective at the end of the day.
Yeah,
based
for
on
sure.
what one's needs.
Yeah, and with him, he bugs the shit out of me, bro. Like he bugs me even now. I know he's gonna be on this live, and when I leave, he gonna be like, "Oh, bro, I was watching, and what you think about this cut? What you think I should do next? What guard I should use?" And it's just I see something in him that I really want him to really experience a different perspective. Like he thinks one way when it comes to barbering, but I got us tickets to go to the hair show. The what is it? The Barber Plug? I think one of those hair shows is coming up. It should be coming up next couple of weeks, and I want to take him there because I had that same mentality. I was a bug to a lot of my mentors in the game, and eventually they started to like me. At first, it was like, God damn, dude, leave me the fuck alone. But ultimately, that shit turns into a relationship and a bond that people can actually see my potential.
Yeah.
So,
But
that
look,
shit's crazy.
we've been at this now for over 50 minutes, people. I'm going to let him close out whatever he wants to close out. We've talked about the importance of etiquette, like following his pages to learn etiquette, how to do business, things to look for potentially in a barber, and even more important, you barbers that are coming up in the game, keeping an open mind, managing your finances, make sure you don't get to the end and it literally can't be the end because you don't have a dollar like move forward with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You're like you got your last dollar was your last cut. That's not how this supposed to work.
Nah, that's
So,
not.
so if you was going to give them any advice or anything you wanted to leave them with, or as I said, harp on, please, now's the time to do it.
All right. All upcoming barbers, anybody that wants to get into this industry, understand that this is a marathon. This is not a quick dollar race. If you're getting into this industry for that, sorry, you'll be working at a job. Understand also that this profession, it's a lot under this umbrella, and there's no ceiling if you really take it serious. Like he said, when you get in, you got to really start formulating a plan of action while you're in the industry. While you're in this, come up with a plan, get with mentors, get with people that's been in this industry that are successful, and transfer the knowledge. Get the knowledge from them and implement the knowledge that you do get into your day-to-day. That's my biggest thing. Like, get around people that really understand this shit and get the knowledge and apply it.
Knowledge isn't the skill, people. It's also the opportunity to scale.
Yes, sir.
Some people understand, like, bro, if you're as good as your last cut, you never get far in life. If you got 10 people cutting, you can get a lot further in life. If you have something that you can leverage in terms of tool, opportunity, cream, experience, such as education. Barbering, I don't know how big the industry is. I got to be honest, I never looked. Education is a $1.3 trillion industry.
Right.
Which one do you think is more leverageable? Depends on what side the map you sit on. Do you want to be known for who you cut, or how you cut, or feeding your family? And what I love about one of the talks I listened to with Jeff Bezos, said, Jeff Bezos, inventor, such as, how do you want to be remembered? He says, well, as a good father, as such the things that are near and dear to him, what we value as people oftentimes watching someone be successful is not what they value. And if anything, these people might have built a company like Amazon to make sure their family was always going to be okay. Some of you can't fathom that concept because you're so worried about yourself.
Well, you said a lot. You said a lot right there.
Food for thought. But again, we can't thank you enough for stopping by. Shout out to Dina for saying, hey, I'd love for you guys to interview this guy. I would, to be clear, never interview a barber. I got dudes like, yo, I cut hair. I'd be like, yo, nigga, okay.
For what?
Talk to me for, nigga. I gotta be honest, bro. Like, hey, nigga, who interviewing a barber, nigga? Right. So shout out to Dina, because if she lended that, like, hey, this is a good guy to talk to, Trev. You know, you might want to hear his story or whatever the case may be. And I don't think we even got into the story, which means we could come back and talk to him again.
Right.
You say, okay, well, that's good. We had an intro. The intro was still an hour. An hour is a timestamp. A timestamp makes this exist. And in a way that you say, well, that's interesting. Let me go see if I can find and learn more from this particular individual. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying barbers are bad either, people. I'm not saying they're stupid people. What I'm saying is most of them like the hype of barbering, and they like that hand over fist money. I love the ones who are thinking about the future. And the future, as we all know, is not, it doesn't live in that last cut you made. It's in, hey, what's me at 50 look like? Well, me at 50, I'm not cutting fucking hair. There's got to be something else going on here. I got to invest in, as he said, real estate, Bitcoin, a.k.a. digital currency is going to be a thing, especially in the future if it's not already. And he's here sharing, some ideas and things to be mindful of as you get this quick, fast money. Fast money could be dangerous money in the wrong hands.
Man, look. You said a mouthful, man. We can leave it out on that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm dead serious, man. You have a quite a way of articulating.
Hey man, this is what I do, man. This is, if anybody gonna do it right, that's why it don't matter who you bring me. We'll be able to have a conversation, and I'll dive in. And the beauty about it is, again, this guy, I met him today. We didn't talk to him. Matter of fact, when we spoke on the phone, I was like, yo, why'd I even tell him to call me? We just, this nigga need to just pull up. We good.
Yeah.
Like, I know
Yeah,
what
no,
to do.
I was confused. I was like, yo, you've never done this. Like, why you start now?
Yeah. So the point is that we've leaned into everything I've learned something, most importantly, about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I do hope you execute everything that you said you want, that you're working on. And then, mind you, because your Marcus is heavy into the Bitcoin space, that's the person you could talk to. If you want to know more about real estate, you didn't get a chance to meet Maul, but
Maul's big
he's
there.
another guy you want to reach out to and like, yo, connect. And that's the point of this particular podcast, Unmotivated. Last question. This I almost forgot. Okay. What fucking keeps you motivated, man?
Boom.
My kids, man.
There you go.
Fucking
Right.
four kids,
But
bro.
listen, you got a tribe.
Shit.
But before the kids, what was it, man? Because you didn't get there with the kids. You got there because of you.
What motivated me?
Yeah, see, now he's thinking now, nigga. And now, people, this is the hard part.
Shit.
And while he's processing his thought, you people think you have kids and that was the motivation. Bill Gates' mom sat on the board of American Airlines. And guess who else was on the board? IBM, CEO of IBM. So when her son created a software, she asked the biggest computer company in the world to test it. I assure you right now, everything Bill Gates does, even in philanthropic work, is because of his mother, who he loved to death. So I repeat, your kids are factors for till the day you die. Him in particular, Jamarcus, I don't have any kids. They're going to always need you. It's got to be more, because once they turn 18 and they go live their lives, be it good or bad, fucking up or doing right, you still got to live your life, right?
Right.
So you say, I respect the people say, my kids, what about before them? You didn't become a barber because of your kids or for your kids. The barber was a way like, I can afford these kids.
Right.
But like, what's the one thing that keeps, and still motivates you post children?
I would have to, I put some real thought into this, bro. My freedom, bro. My freedom to be able to move when I want to move.
There
Like,
you go.
Man.
being confined to the corporate mindset or just having just a job, like that shit is
For the
fucking
birds,
draining. It's for the
nigga.
birds.
Draining.
I can't do it. Like I've literally been in positions younger days having a job, and I really felt like I was smarter than my boss. I really felt like he was telling me something that I already fucking knew.
Yeah, that's a
So-
true statement, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, real quick, man. And like, and it's so funny because even when Trev brought it out of me, and I didn't realize it, I didn't really enjoy bartending until after I was like out of the industry. Like when we're shooting these videos, sometimes you guys have seen at times of me making some of these cocktails, and a cocktail I've been making for years, I didn't realize how much of an impact my cocktail would have until now. AKA the man's best friend cocktail, which we're calling it now, AKA another version of the old fashioned. This, like, until I started doing it outside of a restaurant, outside of a bar, just doing it because I enjoy doing it and enjoying the craft of really just stirring the cocktail, putting it together step by step. Man, that freedom, like you said, is what it really came down to. Like the freedom to be actually creative. Making an old fashioned into an actual, like a pod that you can actually just put in your mouth and explodes and turns into a whole thing. Like that didn't happen till after the fact. And that's because of the freedom
pause.
that was a freedom that I had. Go ahead.
No, pause. You just said some crazy shit, but it was cool.
Go ahead.
The way you put it together, it came together.
I appreciate that.
Pause. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. No, that's all I really wanted to say, man, is like the freedom, though, is what I'm highlighting. Is like, yo, my creativity didn't start flourishing until I had the freedom, aka leaving a job that didn't serve me anymore, and actually finally, diving into myself as a person and really trying to identify what is it that I really enjoy doing, and along the way learning all these things about myself. Is the freedom that is what allowed that.
Yeah.
There you go, people. Well, listen, we heard from, a good guy. He's told you where to find him, where to follow him. We appreciate his time. One of the most valuable assets in life is your time. And how you share it and who you share it with is, I mean, almost more important than that, than the actual idea of time. We can't thank him enough for driving over in fortunate weather and you know, helping us just learn a little bit more about barbering and potentially educating you guys. Shout out to him and everything he's doing. And stay tuned, people. Like, subscribe, share, comment below. Thank you for listening. And listen, stay motivated.